The launch of the iPhone 16 is imminent, and details about Apple's upcoming flagship devices have been circulating for months. A recent leak seems to have provided insights into the camera features across all four iPhone 16 models. Alongside confirming earlier rumors regarding the Pro versions, Apple Insider has also shared information about the cameras on the standard models. The standard iPhone 16 and its larger Plus version are expected to keep the dual camera setup on the back, much like the iPhone 15. The camera arrangement has shifted back to a vertical alignment, reminiscent of the design seen before the iPhone 12. Reports suggest that Apple will maintain the same sensors, featuring a 48-megapixel main camera alongside a 12-megapixel ultrawide. While the primary camera retains the same f-stop as its predecessor, the ultrawide lens is set to receive an upgrade with a wider f/2.2 aperture, improving low-light performance compared to last year's f/2.4. Additionally, both models are anticipated to offer macro photography capabilities, which were previously exclusive to the Pro versions. The Pro models will also include a 48-megapixel primary camera with an f/1.78 lens, likely benefiting from a larger CMOS sensor. The 12-megapixel ultra-wide camera from the iPhone 15 Pro is expected to be upgraded to a 48-megapixel version that supports ProRAW photography, similar to the main camera. A significant enhancement for the iPhone 16 Pro is the introduction of the 5x telephoto lens, based on the tetraprism design from the 15 Pro Max, as previous standard Pro models were limited to a 3x zoom. The 16 Pro Max will continue to feature the same 5x telephoto lens, with the 12-megapixel sensor and f/2.8 lens likely remaining unchanged. The report confirms that all four iPhone 16 models will include the much-talked-about dedicated capture button, not just the Pro and Pro Max versions. However, instead of traditional tactile shutter buttons found on cameras or older smartphones, the iPhone 16's camera button is said to be capacitive. Apple plans to incorporate a simulated tactile feedback feature, similar to what was introduced with the iPhone 7's home button, to mimic a half-press sensation. This button is expected to work not only with the official camera app, but also with various photography applications that utilize the iPhone 16's camera capabilities. Additionally, Apple may provide developers with tools to implement other gestures, like swiping across the capacitive area, which could allow for more functionalities beyond the action button. For instance, within the stock camera app, users might be able to zoom in and out of their shots. Furthermore, Apple is anticipated to support a wider range of image formats, including JPEG XL for handling larger files. The Pro models are also rumored to offer slow-motion recording at 120 frames per second with a resolution of up to 3K. Now for those of you excited for the Apple iPhone 16 series, we're now going to run through the full specs design and the pricing for each model in the range to help you guys decide which one is right for you. For my regular viewers, you guys have seen this, so just skip to the next video. But if you're new here, then hit subscribe now, and we'll get right into it. So first up, we have the standard iPhone 16. With the standard iPhone 16, we get a 6.3-inch OLED display, but unfortunately, this is still going to be an LTPS display. The iPhone 16 is going to have a taller aspect ratio than last year, and it's going to be protected by Ceramic Shield too. We get the new Dynamic Island, which covers up the 12 megapixels selfie camera and Face ID sensors. Then on the rear, we've got a 48 megapixels primary camera and a 12 megapixels ultrawide. It's powered by the A18 chipset, and it's likely coming with 8 gigs of RAM and up to 512 gigs of storage. It's also powered up by a 3561 mAh battery with 30 watts fast charging, and it's going to come with advanced 5G, Bluetooth 5.3, and Wi-Fi 7. Now, it will of course ship with iOS 18, and it's expected to launch from around $850 in September 2024. Now next up, we've got the iPhone 16 Plus. With the iPhone 16 Plus, we get a 6.9-inch OLED display, and again, unfortunately, this is another LTPS display. It's got a taller aspect ratio than its predecessor, and it's protected by Ceramic Shield too. We get the new Dynamic Island, which covers up the 12 megapixels selfie cameras and Face ID sensors. Then on the rear, we've got a 48 megapixels primary camera and a 12 megapixels ultrawide. It's powered by the A18 chipset, and it's likely coming with 8 gigs of RAM and up to 512 gigs of storage. It's powered by a 4006 mAh battery with 30 watts fast charging, and it comes with the advanced 5G, Bluetooth 5.3, and Wi-Fi 7. Now, of course, it ships with iOS 18, and it's expected to launch from around $950 in September 2024. Next up, we got the iPhone 16 Pro. Now, the iPhone 16 Pro has a 6.3 in 120Hz LTPO OLED display. It's got a taller aspect ratio than its predecessor, and the Pro is protected by Ceramic Shield 3. We get the new Dynamic Island, which covers up the 12 megapixels selfie camera and Face ID sensors. Then on the rear, we get a 48 megapixels primary camera, a 48 megapixels ultra-wide camera, then we've got a 12 megapixels tetraprism camera with 5 times optical zoom. It's powered up by the 18 Pro chipset, and it comes with 8 gigs of RAM and up to 1 terabyte of storage, and it's also powered by a 3577 mAh battery, and fast charging is still unknown at the moment, but we do expect some improvements, and of course it comes with the advanced 5G, Bluetooth 5.3, and Wi-Fi 7. It will of course ship with iOS 18, and it's expected to launch from around $1,100 in September 2024. Now finally, we saved the best to last, the iPhone 16 Pro Max. With the iPhone 16 Pro Max, we get a 6.9-inch 120Hz LTPO OLED display. Again, like the other phones, it's got a taller aspect ratio than its predecessor, and it's protected by Ceramic Shield 3. We get the Dynamic Island, which covers up the 12 megapixels selfie cameras and Face ID sensors. Then on the rear, we've got a 48 megapixels primary camera, a 48 megapixels ultra-wide, and a 12 megapixels tetraprism camera with 5 times optical zoom. It's powered up by the 18 Pro chipset. It comes with 8 gigs of RAM and up to 1 terabyte of storage, and it's powered up by a 4676 mAh battery. As with the 16 Pro, we don't know the fast charging at the moment, but we do expect to see some improvements. Now it comes up with the advanced 5G, Bluetooth 5.3, and Wi-Fi 7, and it will of course ship with iOS 18, and this one's expected to launch around $1,300 in September 24. So overall, the iPhone 16 series is looking like a great addition to the iPhone lineup. More things remain similar. There are still plenty of upgrades with the new hardware to power it better and brighter displays. Along with the new battery thermal technology, this should really enhance the experience and work well with the new A features. Now, of course, because of all the similarities to its predecessor, is probably not going to make anyone with an iPhone 15 rush for an upgrade, but for anyone with an older iPhone or looking to get their first iPhone, that it's going to be a great choice. Now, of course, as we approach the launch, more and more information is going to continue to come in, and I'll be sharing it as soon as it does, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss a thing in the future.